The movie begins with Tokyo in chaos after a video of hackers wearing newspaper masks predicts a fire at a food factory the next day. Initially seen as a possible prank, Erika, a police officer in the cybercrime division, grows concerned when the prediction comes true the next day. It's revealed that the hacker had previously warned people involved in wrongdoing, like a chef who put cockroaches in his customers. After that, the hacker abducted the chef and forced him to eat the fried rice cockroaches. One day, Erika discovers that the hacker often uploads videos at an internet cave called Pete Boy. However, when she investigates, she finds no evidence of the hacker there. The cafe's attendant tells her that hacking into their computers is unlikely due to security measures like one-time passwords, OTP. Only the boss and certain attendants have the OTP, allowing people to upload videos anonymously. Erika's suspicion heightened after the recent events, suspecting collusion between the internet cafe attendant and the newspaper masked hacker. Acting quickly, Erika then arrested the attendant, hoping to deter the hacker. However, her assumption was wrong. That night, the hacker released another video, expressing a desire for justice for individuals who had been mistreated. Then the hacker informed that next, he would teach a lesson to an employee who dared to laugh at a job applicant just because he had been unemployed for a long time and was over 30 years old. Whereas the applicant was unemployed not by choice and had been trying to apply for thousands of jobs. Upon seeing the video, Erika instructed her team to track down the hacker's location, leading them to the employee's apartment. Erika rushed to the scene while monitoring the live broadcast of the hacker's confrontation with the employee. When they arrived, they found only footage of the employee asking for help. Erika was sure that the hacker was still not far from there, and in frustration, she asked her subordinates to scatter and search for the hacker. Although in the end, Erika managed to find the actual location, the hacker had already escaped. The next day, the team of analysts found some strange things about the hacker's height. It kept changing a lot. When the hacker showed up on TV, he looked much shorter than the person who attacked the employee the night before. From this new study, it seems the hacker isn't working alone, but has friends helping him. Meanwhile, the hacker in the masked newspaper continued his actions. This time, he repeated the reason why he had done all this time was to keep justice alive. He knows he can't fix everything, but he wants to make things a bit better for people who are often ignored or treated badly. He really doesn't like things that hurt people's dignity, like office gossip, making fun of homeless people, or cops not helping those who don't have much money. So if anyone feels unfairly treated, they should speak up, and he promises to help them quickly. He feels other people's pain as if it's his own. When Erika heard this, she got angrier because the hacker shouldn't blame society for other people's problems. That night, Erika and her team watched video footage from an internet cafe. They then spotted someone very suspicious. After digging deeper, they'd found out the person signed in as Nelson Cato Ricard. Erika thought the name sounded strange. But when her colleagues checked with the immigration office, they found no record of that name. Still, they believed it was important for understanding why the hacker was doing what they were doing. At the same time, the hacker in the masked newspaper posted another shocking video. They said they were going to commit murder at the station the next night. Quickly, the authorities moved to secure the area. Sadly, the person they caught was just copying the hacker's actions. So, a member of parliament named Sirataki stepped in. He said on TV that he would make a law to control who can use the internet, allowing only people with confirmed identities. It turns out Siratagi was using this idea to make himself look good to the public. The hacker quickly found out what was happening and promised to confront Siratagi the next day for trying to limit internet freedom, which they thought everyone should have. When senior police officers heard about this, they told their team to increase security around Siratagi, who was going to launch his new health drink project. Shortly after, Siratagi arrived and talked about how good his drink was for losing weight, but things got chaotic when he asked everyone to try it. Meanwhile, one of Erika's team members found out where the hacker from the masked newspaper was at the internet cafe. Erika rushed there as soon as she heard. At the same time, the hacker posted another video unexpectedly. In the video, an employee secretly filmed their boss, who was planning to cheat and manipulate votes to support Siratagi's law to control the internet. Surprisingly, the boss turned out to be Shiratagi's right-hand man. The hacker then explained that he wanted to show how corrupt Shiratagi was, comparing him to a dishonest person dressed up in fancy clothes. Meanwhile, Erika acted quickly and without hesitation, leading her team to search the internet cafe where they thought the hacker might be hiding. They checked every corner thoroughly and eventually found him. But despite their efforts, the hacker managed to escape and avoid getting caught. While chasing after the hacker, Erika came across someone who looked a lot like the person she saw in the CCTV footage earlier. Even though her team had caught the hacker, Erika focused on chasing this person instead, thinking he was the real culprit, especially when she saw him running away fast. Feeling frustrated that she couldn't catch the person she wanted, Erika expressed her annoyance. She said she shouldn't blame society for her problems. Instead, she turned to the internet for comfort, believing that no matter how tough things get, she has to stay morally upright. Then, unexpectedly, the hacker responded to Erika's feelings, saying she couldn't understand unless she went through similar situations herself. Feeling very frustrated, Erika went back to the police station and questioned the person they caught pretending to be the hacker. The person named Oyama admitted that he was actually the guard at the internet cafe. He confessed that the newspaper-masked hacker had indeed visited the cafe. Knowing the hacker was wanted by the police, Oyama took the blame to protect him, saying he supported the hacker's quest for justice and belief in helping each other. Despite Erika's questions, Oyama refused to tell the hacker's real name. Luckily, a police officer from the security team soon found out who the hacker really was. His name was Okuda, and he used to work as a temporary employee at an 8 company. Okuda expected to become a permanent employee after 3 years, but he was disappointed when it didn't happen. Instead of promoting him, his boss made him work long hours unfairly and then demoted him to a cleaning job when he fell asleep during one of these long shifts. At that moment, Okuda accepted the demotion without arguing and did his new job well. But when his coworkers promised to help him, they turned out to be just as dishonest as his boss. Okuda then hacked into his boss's phone and found a chat where they made fun of him regularly. This discovery made Okuda feel ashamed and nauseous until he passed out. A few days later, Okuda, who was now officially unemployed, had trouble finding work because he only finished high school. Dealing with money problems, Okuda felt very desperate. Suddenly, he got offered a job as a construction worker at a waste disposal site. Even though he had doubts, Okuda took the job because it matched his beliefs and would help him get food. And he didn't think twice before starting this new job. After finishing his work, Okuda talked with his coworkers, including Kansai, Maidabo, Nobita, and Hiyoro. They were unhappy with their boss, who scolded them instead of helping when they had problems. After that, they shared stories about themselves, and they found out Hiyoro was from the Philippines. Wanting to lift the mood, Hiyoro showed them his OTP, revealing a new code. Seeing this, Okuda cleverly figured out the code, and his coworkers jokingly called him Bill Gates. This made Okuda really happy because it was the first time they saw him as smart instead of foolish. One night, Okuda started a casual talk with his friends, asking them about their dreams. Kansai said he wanted to become a musician. Mainabo wished to enjoy expensive sushi. Hiyoro confessed he wanted to find love, and Okuda himself just wanted true friendship. At that moment, Hiyoro also shared that he was searching for his biological father, who was in Japan. The next day, while they were working hard, Hiyoro suddenly collapsed and passed out. After enduring a lot of pain, Hiyoro admitted he sold one of his kidneys to come to Japan. After that, the group was shocked and saddened when Hiyoro died for his suffering. Their boss, who showed no sympathy, ordered them to bury Hiyoro without a second thought, tossing a shovel at his lifeless body. Angry at their boss's cruelty, Mainabo thought about getting revenge. But Okuda quickly stepped in, saying he would personally seek justice for their friend. Before burying Hiyoro, Kansai gave him his favorite necklace, while Okuda felt sorry for what happened to Hiyoro, regretting his sacrifice for a country that didn't see his worth. Okuda then encouraged his friends to fight against those who oppress and degrade others. He said it's important to stand up for what's right, even if it means facing consequences like going to jail. To check if Okuda's story was true, Rika tried to investigate the 8 company where Okuda worked before, but she was surprised when none of the employees there knew anything about Okuda. She also asked about him at the place where he applied for a job, but nobody remembered him there either. Erika was puzzled and didn't know what to do next to find out about Okuda's past. Even though Okuda seemed to have faced a lot of problems, Erika believed he should keep going. Suddenly, she thought she saw Okuda's shadow, as if he was responding to her thoughts. Meanwhile, Okuda publicly announced that he often worked with his 3 friends. He also said they would meet the Angel of Death in a live stream the next day. On the other hand, the police's security team found out the truth about Hiyoro. His real name was Nelson Kato Ricart, and his mother was connected to a Japanese parliament member named Kato. But Kato disappeared when he found out that Hiyoro's mother was pregnant. This made the police wonder if Kato had something to do with Okuda, thinking he might have supported Okuda's actions financially. At the same time, the police got information about where Kato might be, thinking it could be where Okuda and his friends were meeting the mysterious Angel of Death. When they reached the place, the police quickly started watching the area. They found one room that was lit up and went there fast, but when they checked, they only found Kato eating ramen casually. Upon investigation, they learned that Kato's company had recently gone out of business, so he was spending some time there before leaving the company. Meanwhile, Okuda started a live stream with Kansai, Metabo, and Nobita. During the live stream, Okuda showed a cyanide pill, saying how dangerous it was. Then he told his friends to show their faces with him, and they all ate the cyanide pills without fear. Sadly, Rika arrived too late, as Okuda had already passed away. However, upon examination, Rika found that Kansai, Metabo, and Nobita were still alive, so she quickly told her team to call an ambulance. As she was getting ready to move Okuda's body, she found a phone with a video meant for her from Okuda. In the video, Okuda explained that he planned everything just to help his true friend, Hiyoro. Because Hiyoro came to Japan to find his dad, so Okuda made the whole thing up to make the police find Hiyoro's dad and help with his burial. Touched by Okuda's sacrifice, Rika hugged him tightly. The next day, Kansai, Metabo, and Nobita woke up, only to be shocked by a video that seemed to show Okuda forcing them to do bad things. In the video, Okuda said if any of them survived, they should blame the dead. So, they thought Okuda was behind everything. But then they found out it was actually a surprise for Metabo's birthday. In the video, Okuda scolded Metabo a bit before giving him the expensive sushi he wanted. Each of Okuda's friends was touched because he fulfilled their dreams to thank them for being such good friends. Moral lesson from the story: don't believe everything you see on the internet, especially if it involves eating strange pills for a live stream dare, because you might find yourself eating ramen instead of expensive sushi.